Hi guys. Um, this is the Alex Perez show interview with Adam Carlisle. I, I'm gonna I'm gonna play my music and and I'm gonna I'm gonna wait for him to get on.
Hey, there he is.
Hey Adam,
Hey,
how
Alex.
how are you doing, buddy? Sorry, I'm a little bit behind the schedule. Um, I'm I'm sorry about that. But
That's okay.
how are you doing, Adam? Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back, buddy.
Uh,
I'm doing great.
um, if you don't mind, I'm gonna play my in intro intro in that song that you made of me, and we'll get started here.
Okay.
So um, okay, okay. Hold, hold, hold on a minute. And 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 welcome to the show, Adam. Um, back to the Disability T- TV Network. How you how you doing today?
I'm, do- I'm doing great, buddy. How are you doing today?
I'm I'm doing good. Um um I'm doing good. Um, can can you tell us what you've been d- doing lately since the last time we talked? Uh, you know, kind of get up to speed. Uh, what have you been doing lately?
Well, I haven't been out doing much music, that's for sure. Uh, all of us musicians right now, and I know you talk to many of them on your show and in your personal life too. Everybody's been affected by this virus pandemic, so crowds are kind of few and far between right now. So I've been kind of writing some songs at home, and of course, I collect old motorcycles, and they're a maintenance project every day, so I have plenty to do at home, and I'm thankful for that. And but other than that, since we talked last, I haven't been doing quite as much as I was then, and mainly because of what's been going on in the world with the ability to go out and and be around people that I like to be around, but I can't right now.
So how how does this virus of 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 I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it out. How does this virus of affect, you know, artists like your I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it out. Um, how does um this virus affect artists like your self? Just trying
Well,
trying trying to trying to make a living and you know um being being that you're you you were from from Nashville. So how do you see this virus of affect uh you know artists l- l- like you?
well, I'm kind of fortunate in one way that I retired officially retired about 6 years ago due to having that stage 4 throat cancer, and it kind of took the ability for me to tour or travel away. It made it impossible for me to work on the road. So luckily, I was able to retire then, and the amount of performances and entertainment that I've been working in the last 5 years have pretty much just been almost a hobby because I don't have to from the money. So and there's not a whole lot in it anyway, even if you wanted to. But for me, it's not as bad as some of my friends who I know their only source of income, and they live pretty much gig to gig, show to show, paying their bills from entertainment. It's got to be super rough, and I try and support them however I can when I can too. I know how it would be to be in that situation. I've had some downtime in my musical career, uh, enough to know that you got to be able to buy groceries. So from my perspective, it's not quite so bad because I was already retired. But I think about the people that aren't, that we need entertainment and we need entertainers. And I have a feeling this is going to have a lasting effect on quite a few of them, and that I really respect. And I like to go out and listen to people play music. And I know this is going to affect them too. So
Like
I feel bad for my peers.
like like John John Stone and everybody.
Yeah, I see that we're finding new ways to do it. I think Winona, or maybe it was Garth Brooks. There's a few people that are doing drive-in movie theater tours now and things like that, and I
Yeah.
think that's fantastic. I'm not sure how good that is for the local musician scene in any city, but uh, if there's a will, there's a way, I guess. And we just got
Um.
to support them however we can.
Yeah. in this day and age, you can do anything with technology nowadays.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, um, so um, tell tell t- tell. Oops, I'm 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 sorry, Adam. I I accidentally hit the wrong button on my computer, but
That's all right.
but
You were just talking about how great technology was, so I had to laugh because we're having technical difficulties.
yeah, um, but how do you get into the into the motorcycle hobby? Let's.
Um, I guess when I was a kid, I've always liked motorcycles, and when I was a little kid, I got a dirt bike, and uh, I think as far as the hobby of working on them and maintaining my own bikes, I didn't have a lot of money growing up, so I learned pretty quickly, as often as they break, that if you don't learn how to fix them yourself, you're not going to ride very much, because it costs a lot of money to pay somebody else, which I didn't have as a kid. So I just read books about them and learned about it. And the more I learned about them, the more I enjoyed it. Um, and maintaining my own machines. And then I got into collecting antique bikes when I got a little older. And now that I have the time every day to uh, to work on them, it's kind of like a dream come true. I used to wish I had my own shop and could work on my own bikes, when I was out working, and uh, thinking about my bike sitting all alone in the garage. and now I can go out and do it every day, and so it's become a fun hobby.
Um, you know, you know, when I was when I when I was when I was in my room last night, I thought about the 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 questions that we were going to talk about. How am I doing so far? Am I
Well, well, so far we've covered two subjects: music and motorcycles. And man,
uh
I can't think of anything more fun to talk about. So I think you're
I
doing great.
I you know I
You
um
can tuck the you can.
um go ahead, Adam. I'm sorry. Um
I was just going to say you conduct a fine interview. This is my second time being on your show, and I really appreciate it, buddy.
I'm I'm trying not to keep keep you long because I know you got stuff you gotta get done, but you know, but um, are you out in your shop right now? Um,
No, I was gonna, and I remember we talked about that, and I went out
yeah.
there, man, and I'm not sure my Wi-Fi doesn't work out there, and also it's so damn hot today. It's like 96 degrees, and it's really hot. And I thought, man, I'm just gonna do it in my living room so I can be comfortable, and I hope that's
Oh,
okay. But
that that's that's okay, but what you know, let let's talk about motorcycles more. Um, um, you know. what what made you get old mu- old 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 motorcycles and and want to you know get them fixed.
Well, I think it goes back to not having the money to pay somebody else to do it. Like I mentioned earlier, when you don't have the money to pay somebody to do something, uh, you either learn how to do it yourself or you find another hobby. And
Yeah,
I think anybody, if you can read a book, or nowadays you can watch a YouTube video or anything, and you can learn how to do just about anything in the world. Uh, I was told MIT, the technical school, MIT has its entire curriculum available on the internet if you're willing to learn it. You might not get the credentials, but the knowledge and
yeah,
information is available. I think that's just so cool.
yeah,
So anything you want to do, you can.
and and anything you you want to do, you can put you you can put your mind to it, and um
Yep.
you know why why do you think I try hard to put in, interviews together on my show, you know?
Right. Yeah, I've been watching your progress over the last few years, and yeah, the more you do it, it's like anything else. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And yeah, your show's come a long way since the very first one that I saw. And you're like
And
me.
and and I and I appreciate you so supporting the Alex Perez show. You know, I I know no, 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 nobody else is a fan of my show because I like to like to take take my time and you know and and do and do and do stuff, but you know I try my best, and that's all that matters, you know.
That's right. That's right. At least you take the time to do it the right way, and that's with anything. I don't care if it's something you get paid to do or if it's a hobby. Uh, if you take your time and do it right, the end result is going to be a good product.
Yeah, and you know, and and when it, when I first started this show, you know, I was mainly um trying trying to do this for all dis, d, 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 disabilities, but you know, you know, look, look where it's gotten me so far, you know,
Yep.
you know, and and that's my dream is to be able to, you know, have an audience that I can interact with, and you know, and you know what I'm saying, Adam. You
Yeah.
know,
Yep. I
I
do.
I I've been trying to build up my audience for years. And look where it's gotten me so far.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I wanted to mention I really like I like the shirts that we got from the Disability TV Network here. It's a nice logo on it, and I know if you don't mind, I'll let everybody know that they're available through your Facebook page, and I know you're trying to raise money to get a new handicap equipped vehicle. Is that correct?
yeah, yeah, yes, yes, sir. Because
All
my
right.
because my old band is biting the dust.
Yeah, they don't
So
last forever. So yeah,
um so um if you guys want to get the if you guys want to get the shirts, they're like twenty 25 dollars, and I'm I'm selling I'm selling um those those koozies, which is which is $30. So um you can order them by um getting them
Because
getting
I
them getting them getting them
I got a screenshot of
f-
that. Here.
getting getting them for my mom. You know, do you know what I mean, Adam?
yeah,
Say
I know. You're. I think we went through your mom's PayPal or something like that. Maybe it was Venmo,
and we also
She,
ordered
and
the women's.
and when we got the women's, they got women's sizes too here.
Ta-da!
So as you can see.
Hi, Alex.
Uh,
I see
hi,
you.
hi, hi, Tammy. How are you?
I'm doing
Um.
great. I'm there to sponsor with you.
Oh, okay. You you guys can you you guys can you you know you know you know you guys can help 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 me with the show anytime, you know. So uh, um
yeah, man.
uh, so what what do you like to I hear you like to go kai kayaking, you know. Um
Yeah, we do occasionally. Yeah,
um
yeah. Tammy goes all the time. I go occasionally.
and what is your favorite thing about that? Um you you just like to go in that water and just just relax. Um,
Yeah, it's a great way to
um,
get away from from people, and it's a beautiful, serene place to be for me is on the water. I take fishing stuff in mine and go fishing, and there's a lot of wildlife here in Florida, man, especially going down like the Ocklawaha River, places like that. We see monkeys and alligators and manatees, all kinds of cool stuff, man. It just, I see a new species of bird, I think, every time I'm out there.
And I hope that I'm not keeping you too long. You know, I'm I'm trying and and I'm trying to ask you questions the way that I know how. You know.
Yeah, yeah. No, I appreciate you having me on your show, buddy. And
so
glad to be here.
So what do you think about this whole thing about this coronavirus? You know, I hear that cases are skyrocketing. So
Yeah, especially where we live here in Florida. Yeah, I saw the governor come on yesterday and was talking about a spike in cases here, and I think a lot of it is, in my opinion, a lot of it is young people are aware of it, but they're not quite as, us both being a little bit having a disability. My immune system is real low because of chemotherapy and radiation treatment, and I think a lot of young people don't understand that they can pass it on to somebody like you and me without even having a whole lot of symptoms. So I think that there's some people are just a little bit flippant or not real concerned about it, and they probably don't need to be for them. But what they don't understand is they could pass it on to somebody, an older person that's already in poor health or something, and that's kind of what we got to watch out for. So I've been kind of staying around the house, and staying out of crowds, a lot of it for that reason.
And I hear that the governor wants to open up the schools next year in August. You know.
Well, we'll have to see what happens.
You know that's what I've been hearing, and and you know, m- 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 my main concern is what if we get a second wave of this virus, and our governor wants to keep the schools open.
Well, my thing would be, let's leave it up to the medical professionals. Politicians are politicians. People that go to school for 8 or 12 or 16 years to learn their craft, I'd be more inclined to take advice from them. And I just hope our governor's smart enough to understand, to realize that, because this is a real thing.
I mean, that's what I've been hearing on the news. I'm not like like a medical doctor or anything, but if this virus um gets gets worse, won't they shut everything down again if it gotten that bad. I mean, come on.
Probably so. That or people just will quit coming on their own because uh, they don't want to get sick or infect somebody else. Would be my
You
thinking.
know, you
People are smart enough to know what's going on in the world. You can see it. I mean, I know 3 people personally that have died from this disease uh, that survived other grave illnesses, but this finished them off. And so I think most people will realize they're either going to have to follow instructions or make a decision on their own.
yeah. Um, and I see on the news a lot of people are not not ab, 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 abiding abiding by the social distancing guide, guidelines. You know, it's
Yeah,
it's
well,
just
there's
it's just crazy. You know how this virus is taking over taking over the the world. You know, do you know what I'm saying?
yeah, there's always going to be people who don't listen or are not real worried about it. Maybe because they're not as susceptible or to the to the effects, to the side effects of it. Um, I wouldn't politicize it. It's a disease. It doesn't care. It's one thing about viruses. It's it's here. It's here regardless of what your views are. But I personally trust
It
medical
doesn't
professionals.
it doesn't care who you are. You know it's 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 here it's here in Florida, and there's nothing that we can do about it. So
Well, uh,
um
other than not spread it to one another, take the precautions the best we
yeah
can. I have to get out and get stuff. I got to go to stores occasionally, but I don't do anything unnecessary. It's not worth taking a risk.
um
So my whole feeling on it is, yeah, you got to live your life. I don't live in fear. I'm not afraid of my house catching on fire, but I got a fire extinguisher and it's always full. You know, it's one of those things
like
that
like
preparation, right? Precautions, but
like
you got to live.
like I always say in in my in in my one video, you just have to roll with it, and that's what I do. You know, that's
Yeah,
what I do. Um,
that's right. You just got to roll with
and
it.
and um and um um what you know I've been seeing you playing gigs, you know, um, and you're awesome, and you're awesome on on that p on the piano, man. Um, so um, I think artists like you mean a lot to me, you know, and I just love what what do you do? You know, I just you know what I mean. So
Well, thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Uh, yeah, if it
I
wasn't for people loving what other people did, uh, it would be hard to make a living doing it. You know, it's fun to
I'm
play music. It's nice to have a show like you have, but without an audience, it's not near as fun. That's for sure. So,
yeah, and 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 what is your favorite song? You know, that you like to to play. You know, for the audience.
man, that's a tough question. I have a lot of to try and pick one right now, man. I wouldn't even know. I have hundreds and hundreds of favorite songs, and probably my favorite songs I don't even play. I just listen to. So
Um,
that's kind of how I look
the
at it. I respect a lot of bands that don't even have keyboard players because I just think that I just love music, and I love bluegrass music. There's not a whole lot of keyboards in that, but I love mountain music and gospel and bluegrass acoustic music, and uh,
do you
I
mind
in
do you
jazz,
mind
you know.
do you mind saying that last part again? You 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 broke up, and I couldn't hear that last part.
I was just saying that to man to try and to name a favorite song, I'm kind of at a loss because I have so many. So and some of my favorite music is bluegrass. You know, I don't even play bluegrass per se, and I just like to listen to it and jazz, different kinds of music. But as far as naming a favorite song, I couldn't even do it.
I I I I love that song that you wrote called "Dear Jane." You you might have saw me d- d- doing doing a video for you, you know, on that song. So I just love it, Adam. I love every song you know that you write, and I think you're an 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 hell of a guy, you know. So
Well, that feeling sure is mutual. Yeah, yeah, I feel the
so
same way about you, buddy. You've always been my
and
friend since the day I met you down in Clearwater Beach.
um
Yeah, I remember that.
if 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 people don't remember how we met, do you mind, you know you know t- telling them again, you know?
I remember it well. I still had my feeding tube in and my port from my cancer treatment, and John and were kind enough to ask me to come along and play a couple shows. And they were playing one. I think we flew down to Clearwater. I was still living in Nashville then, and we played one in Clearwater Beach. And I kept seeing this young man out there in a wheelchair singing along. He knew every word to every one of Stone's songs, and I thought, wow, that's a fan right there. I could see him singing along. And then I saw John walk out into the audience and hand you the mic, the cordless microphone, and you sang along with "Shame on Me." I think was the song over the microphone, and I was impressed, man. So I had to
and
come out and shake your hand and meet you after that.
and 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 there and there's a and there and there's a buddy of his that I actually wrote that song back in 1999, I think it is. Um, his name was his name was his name was Mike Mc McClung. Um, he's the one that actually came up, you know, with that song. So, um, I'm very happy of how how far that song got for John Stone. That is my absolute favorite song ever, Adam. And
It is.
I
It's a really good song, really well written song. I enjoyed playing on it with him. It's a good song. I love ballads anyway, but yeah, that's one. He's got a lot of good songs, and that for sure is in my top two or three that I've ever heard him do.
um, what is your all-time favorite ballad that you that you that you ever played with John? You know, so
Are you asking me my favorite song that I ever played with John?
yeah, I'm I'm
Man, he's
sorry.
got a lot of good ones, but you gotta love Mama and Budweiser. I mean, if you don't like that one, there's something wrong with you.
I I love all of his kinds of all of his music. He uh, this guy this guy puts on a hell of a show. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, John is a very good entertainer,
Yeah. Um. And 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 and
and he's a
and
hell of a
so
nice
are you.
guy too.
And 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 so are you. Um. If I if I if I might say so my self, you know, and 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 what made you play with John? Um, how did that how did that all start? Do you mind?
No, I don't mind. I'm trying to remember, and I think there was a place not far from where I lived in Tennessee called the Coop. It was owned by two good friends of mine, Dale Portman and Barry Choate, who had a sound company and a recording studio, and it was kind of a venue for entertainers to come to for showcase, and almost a private club, but uh, it was open to the public for certain shows. And they had a video studio and everything. Anyway, I think John Stone and the Trailer Park All Stars came to play there one particular evening, and somehow I got up and sat in on keys that night with them, just for fun. I guess they didn't have a keyboard player, and I guess a couple weeks later, John called me and asked if I could do a couple fly dates with him and the band, and I'm trying to think of where we went, where we played. It might have been somewhere out in Washington State or something. And I played a few more with him, and occasionally when he needed keyboards, he would call me, and that's kind of how all that started. But I think I met him at the Coop in Hickman County, Tennessee, at this video studio, or more like a showcase venue. They had a bar, but not a public thing, you know.
And I heard that you been playing with Tom Petty and the Tom Petty band. How is that going? You know.
Yeah, well, actually, Tom Petty passed away, as we all know, a couple
I
years ago, about 3 years ago now. And there's a tribute band in Gainesville, here in Gainesville, Florida, that does a really good Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers tribute. And I've been playing some shows with them over the past year. Of course, now, like we said, because of the virus, you know, nobody's getting into big crowds, but they do concert-sized crowds. So it may be a while till I get to play with those guys again. But I like them all; they're real good players, and they do Tom Petty's songs justice. They do a great job with the music, and they also do Traveling Wilburys and
like that song that we all know and love. Will I don't back down? Will I stand my ground?
That's right. You're not a Gators fan, are you?
I'm a Gator fan.
I knew that. I just had to ask. Yeah, they sing that one there pretty often. Yeah, that's a popular tune at the Swamp.
Yep. And you know I just you know when I used to go to a game in Gainesville with my friend Mr. Col- Col- Collins, you know what I mean? You know, he 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 used to t- take he used to take me to every single game up until you know I I haven't went to a game since, but I remember going to a couple of them, and there was a great time, a great ad, ad, atmosphere, and all that. Um, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never been to the Swamp for a game. It's quite a facility, though. I have been there. Actually played music there last year up in the skybox, uh, and looking out over the field, all that blue and orange. Man, there was nobody in the stands because it was like a corporate party up in the skybox. But Tammy and I got to go out on the balcony and overlook the. I think we were on like the sixth floor skybox doing some type of corporate gig. I can't even remember what it was for, but that was the first time I was ever in that facility, and I'd like to go to a game there sometime. I think I have an aunt and uncle in Gainesville that have season tickets. If they ever start playing again, I might ask if I can
I
borrow their seat for a day.
I would like to go to a game too. You know, one once they start once they start playing again, I would like to to go, you know, um, to to a game, you know. So
Yeah. Well, hopefully in some time, maybe this virus thing will dissipate enough that we can all get back together again. Because I miss hanging out with you, buddy, but I don't want to come and see any of my friends until I know everybody, including me, are not spreading stuff around. And soon enough, it'll happen. It'll pass like everything else.
yeah, you
We just gotta
know,
wait it out, man.
you you never know about this virus. Um, so what do you what what are you w- w- working on now in the your in the your in your in your in your motorcycle shop, you know? Are you working on any more bikes or?
Yeah, always. I got about a dozen old bikes, so machines that can, even if you don't ride them, they still need stuff. They even from sitting around, they break. So I'm always working on something. But the past year, my main project has been I bought a frame and a bunch of parts, and I'm building my own bike out of basically used parts. I'm building like this rigid frame chopper. I've been working on it, so it's been my pet project lately. But occasionally, I got to bring another bike in, even Tammy's bike in there, and do an oil change or something. Because once again, we don't want to pay people to do things that we can do ourselves.
like
And
like you know, I'm trying I'm trying to keep the the questions at a a minimum here. You know, I'm I'm not trying to keep you so long, but you know,
well, yeah, I know.
um, but you know, the, you know, you know, you know me, how I like to to talk to you and stuff like that.
Yep, I know
Um,
you can keep a conversation going. I'm well aware of that, and I like it. If I didn't enjoy talking to you, I'd say so. And I love hanging out with you, and I love talking to you, Alex.
and I enjoy having you as my as my friend, and you know, thank you for all that you do for the disability TV network m- movement, and um um what is what is your most favorite jingles that you wrote for my show? Do you remember?
I don't.
Uh,
I mean, I I just write what I feel. When you want a jingle for your show, I just kind of come up with a tune and something that might be the mood that I was feeling the day that you asked me to do it. But I noticed you've been writing some of your own beats lately, and you have some type of software, or you've been kind of coming up with your own stuff, and I think that's really cool. I encourage you to pursue it because it's, man, that's one more thing that's improving your show, and you're writing your own stuff. I would be proud if I had a show and write my own music for it. And I'll still write you a song every now, a jingle now and then for it. But I'm really enjoying
yeah,
listening to stuff you're coming up with.
yeah, yeah, but I only do this. I only do that for fun. You know, it's you know I'm not trying to trying to make any money off of my songs, or you know, but you know, at
Right.
least at least I try my my best, you know. Um, if if you ever see Tom Tom um those guys that you used to play with um at at the t- Tom um I'm talking about the Tom Petty tri- tribute band. Tell them I said hi.
I will do that. I hope I get to see him soon, but uh, like I say, we're not playing a whole lot right now. When we get back to it, um, I'll let you know, and hopefully I can get you some tickets or something, and you can come to the show, and we'll make sure you get a good seat. You know how we do that. So
Yeah,
so
that
I
is
will.
just
Yeah.
that that is just how we roll, man.
Right
Just
on. Right on.
so um, is there ha, have I covered everything that we covered so far? I
I'd have to answer yes. Yep.
um
And I think Tammy might have my dinner ready now. So until next
okay.
time.
Thank you for coming on the show, Adam.
Hey,
Um
anytime, brother. I love you. And I love the Alex Perez show and the Disability TV network.
um
Everybody
thank you.
buy a t-shirt or a koozie from this man so he can get his van. Help him out.
Because it's not you know easy to get a a a a, a brand. So thank thank you for coming on the show, Adam. I appreciate your time, and I'm sorry if I kept you as long as I I I planned on. So I'm sorry, but
Don't apologize. I've enjoyed it, and I just thank you for having me on again. It's always a special treat when I get to come on your show, and I always
um
enjoy your line of questioning. It makes me think about stuff. So uh,
and and my mom called me before the show and asked me not to keep you for so long.
is that right? Right. Well, I'm glad you called her out on that. Now you know I love being on your show. So until next time, brother. I will see you. I'll talk to you soon on the phone, man. We're friends. We talk all the time. So thanks again for
Um,
having me, buddy. I appreciate being on here.
thank you thank you thank you for coming on again, Adam. I hope we can do it again soon.
Peace out, brother.
Love you, brother. Enjoy your rest of your day.
All right. Love you too.
Bye. Peace. Peace. Um, take it easy, brother. Okay, that was Adam Carlisle with another great interview that I had with him. Thanks to Adam Carlisle for coming on the show, and thanks thanks to thanks for everybody for tuning in, and God bless you all until I see you again with another interview. This has been Alex Perez with the Disability TV Network saying enjoy enjoy your rest of your day, and God bless you. Uh, Thank you for watching, everybody. Uh, this has been my interview with Adam Carlisle from Fort Fort McCoy here in Ocala, Florida. Thank you guys for watching again, and I'll see you with another interview soon. Hi guys. All right. Thank you guys for watching again, and God bless you all. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless.